It's pretty similar to what I was doing before. Obviously, a little bit more responsibility now, but just kind of met with Danny at the end of the year, whatever, and chatted with him about it a little bit, and just kind of, it's a big opportunity right now for us and our staff working in development with, we got a lot of good young prospects, so it's an exciting time. Looking forward to it.
Time working up with Yo, maybe like whet your thirst for this?
Yeah, definitely. It's fun. You miss it when you're not playing, right? You miss being around the game. So obviously, coaching and doing that, everything you do as a player when you're done playing, you try to continue to learn and get better. And the biggest thing is we want to help these young guys out in a development role and really try to work with them and get them to the next level and help them become an everyday NHL player.
What's the dynamic, I guess obviously it's still the early stages, what's the dynamic been like with you and Riley Armstrong so far?
It's been good. I've known Riley for a long time. We grew up both coming from Saskatchewan, so I knew Riley kind of back when we were still playing a little bit, and to get a chance to go to Lehigh and work with their staff the last couple of years, obviously having Ian as a coach here and Jason Smith that's there. I played against him. So, I mean, it's an excellent staff there, and Bill Downey that's there. So getting a chance to go work with that staff there and being around Riley there the last couple of years, really getting to know him and what he's all about, I think has been good, and it's been an easy transition. I think the additions to the staff too with Patrick now too has been good, and Johnny Leclerc. I mean, we just kind of keep adding all these different guys that have different types of experiences and experience different things in the game that they've kind of gone through to get to the highest level. I think that we want to pass along to these kids and continue to help them get to become a Flyer one day.
As far as the kids, I know Oliver Bonk, it's only been 2 days. I
Yeah.
don't know how much you watched of him in videos, so you have something to weigh it against, but what have you liked about Oliver so far from what you've seen?
Yeah, to your point, I mean, that's the scouts do their job, and they obviously saw something that they liked, and you can kind of see we haven't got into any real game situations, but you can see, to me, he looks like he's a total package watching him in these drills and stuff. He enjoys defending. He's not just one side. He's a big, strong kid. Obviously, everyone loves it. He's a right shot, and he's a big kid, but I think he's very competitive, and he loves defending. And then obviously the side when he has the puck, he looks like he's got that skill level and that ability to make plays and bring that. So I think it's exciting to have someone in the pipeline like him that we can work with and kind of continue to guide here and help him get to the pro level.
With your role, I mean, obviously you're a former NHL defenseman, so you
Yeah.
have much more knowledge of the defensive side of the game, but are you still taking a hands-on role in developing these kids, or is your role more to oversee the guys that are doing the hands-on teaching?
No, like hands-on, like myself and Sammy Moran will kind of do more of the hands-on stuff on the D side. And we obviously have a lot of guys qualified on the forward side or whatever. But a lot of it is like when we get a chance to go to Lehigh, a lot of hands-on stuff there. We can get out and be there for their practices and help out with the coaching staff there, and on more kind of on fundamental stuff and teaching, through the coaches there and working with the kids, and then getting out to watch some of our prospects that we have out in college hockey. You want to see Hunter McDonald and now having Bonk in Canadian juniors, right? So we get out and watch and work with their coaches and make sure that these guys are on track and doing the right things.
Nick, you were a guy that blocked shots, played the hard defensive game. You just mentioned McDonald. Can you appreciate the way he plays?
I mean, it's hard not to love the kid. You watch him out there, like he's so competitive, and he's the size that he has. Looking at him and Adam on the left side right now is pretty exciting as an organization, having two big, strong guys that defend hard. They still have good puck skills and can make plays. So I think the Flyers' future on D is really, really bright with the prospects that we have and these guys coming up through the system. So it's exciting. In our role right now, it's really exciting. We've got a lot of good young prospects, guys to work with at this level. They've done the work to get here and get drafted. Now it's our job to kind of continue that process and get them to the NHL level.
As you kind of mentioned, the Flyers have a renewed emphasis on the development side. How do you think you personally can help rejuvenate the program?
Yeah, I think it's important. Obviously, it seems like we've been kind of spinning our tires here a little bit, so it's nice that we kind of have emphasis on that. And unfortunately, not having great teams in the standing, we've got some really high end picks, and I think the staff's done a good job with some of the late round picks too that we've had that look like they're going to be players, right? So it's an exciting role for an ex-player to be in as a development staff, just helping these guys. It's a great opportunity for them to be players and to work with these guys. It's honestly the best job in the world if you can get there and play. So we really want to try to help these kids develop and get there and have that opportunity.
He's not a drafted prospect, but you guys recently traded for Helge Grans.
Yeah.
You're getting to see him probably for the first time in person. What are some, I guess, early impressions of him?
Yeah, same thing. Big right shot D that can move, skates well. Seems like his puck skills are really well. Are exceptional, which is nice. So just we'll have to look at the defending side of it. Obviously, there's we talk about Hunter, some of these guys that defend really well. So, but with his skating ability, he should be able to defend. He should be able to play that side of the game. But obviously, his puck skills look like they're pretty exceptional. He skates well and moves well. So I think he's another asset that we've added with the trade there, that he can come in and help and kind of help out. Having that depth and having more guys in the American League that can play and kind of push guys at the NHL level as well.
Alex Tartishny's here, a little bit of a different situation. It's kind of similar. Early impressions, just what you've seen from Alex. I know he's a little bit of an older prospect here.
Yeah,
in the group.
yeah. It's exciting. It's nice to have those guys come in, the tryout guys. I think it's with Zamula, J.R. Avon, obviously through COVID didn't have it. Some of those guys that kind of with the draft situation and viewing there, but we got an opportunity. So both those guys were signed out of development camps. So I think the tryout guys that are here, we kind of let them know it's come and show what you have, right? So you're here for a reason. Somebody's been watching you and you're invited here and here for a reason. So go out and have some fun and play hard. And I think all these guys are exceptional players, right? Otherwise they wouldn't be here. So it's fun to have these guys here. There are a lot of different opportunities. We're trying to work with them on the ice and some things off the ice, give these guys all the tools necessary to help them become a player.
Emil Andre is not a big guy, but it seems like he really competes. What do you think of his game?
Yeah, I think that's kind of been his MO all along, just how competitive he is as a an undersized player, I guess, but he's not light. He's strong. He's thick. He understands the game. He understands positioning. He understands how he has to play. And I think when he's that competitive, he gives them that edge, right? And I think also his puck skills. He's very good player that way. So to me, he's an all-around player, and he's someone that's kind of knocking on the door here too, which is good. I think we need these guys. We have the depth kind of with some of these young guys to push the other guys. We got some guys coming, so it's exciting to have that and that competition, inside.
As a player development coach, we've now named a lot of guys who are on defense, who are close to making the jump.
Yeah.
There only are so many spots. How do you work with them as a development coach to deal with the fact that they might have to wait longer for their shot than they would prefer to wait?
Yeah, it's a process. I think the American League, for most kids, they think it's terrible if they're in the minors, right? But you're in the second bet, like it's a development league. It's the next best league in the world, right? So I think they can't get down that they're in the minors, right? It is a process, and we want to make sure that when they get to the NHL, they stay at the NHL level, right? So I think they have to understand that. And you saw with Cam York last year, you need a little bit of time. Like it's not just a given. And if you're a first-round pick, second-round pick, high prospect, there's these other guys that are going to push. Some of these kids in the 5th, 6th round, it's a young draft, getting picked at 18. There's not many kids that step in at 18 and are effective in the league unless you're high end talent, right? So I think these guys, it's a process. We want to make sure that when they're ready to step in here, they're ready to stay here and be an everyday player.
Mark, from a process perspective, how do you decide which kids to partner up with each other in all these drills and then going into the scrimmage potentially?
Yeah, we just basically went off of their shots, like left-handed, right-handed shots. We have a few kids that are banged up that are doing some of the early skill stuff when we have the split groups that aren't able to do practices right now. So we just basically, tried to pair some guys that have a little more experience with an up-and-coming prospect, or some guys that are maybe at their first development camp. So we just kind of basically off of left-handed, right-handed shot and just trying to put them in good situations out on the ice. So.
I guess speaking to that, I think Carter Southern,
Yeah,
one of those
yeah.
guys. We haven't seen Devin Barkey yet.
Yeah.
Are those two guys going to be able to fully participate in this camp, or are you guys going to be careful?
I think the staff, like the medical staff, just wants to be careful, right? It's right now, July. We want to make sure these kids are ready for the start of their season, and a lot of it right now. Training is important for these kids. A lot of these kids need to get bigger and stronger. If anything's kind of nagging them or they're not feeling right, we don't want to push them right now in this time of year. We want to make sure that they're ready for their seasons, if it's junior, if it's college, and make sure they're ready to play. So we're going to base off how they feel over the next few days here. It'd be nice to get some of those guys on the ice or give them that opportunity to come here. They're here and they're learning, but it'd be nice to get them on the ice a little bit. But we want to make sure that they're 100%.